If I really wanted to, I could have made this a big thing. I could have made like diagrams, drawings, relevant images, fully edited video, well recorded voiceover. But I don't really have the time, nor do I really want to. So I'm just gonna read off the script, and you're just gonna have to enjoy that. So there we go. This is What if I told you there's more than one you? That there are other versions of you running around out there that you have no control over, just generally going around and doing whatever they want. You can never meet these doppelgangers, and you will only ever know of them as vague whispers in the corner of an eye or a shadow on a wall. If you knew there was someone who looked just like you, doing things without your control, or interacting with your friends and family without you, well, you'd be pretty scared. In folktales of completely isolated cultures, the shapeshifter has developed independently across the world. Skinwalkers, changelings, from ancient China to SCPs, this is a primal fear. But it's not just a fear, it's reality. There are many yous. Not just the many yous which make up your own identities and personas, those are real too, but not what I'm talking about in this video. The you that lives in the mind of anyone who knows of your existence. This will sound familiar to anyone who has seen a certain little anime. You might have heard of it. It's called Neon Genesis Evangelion. I won't refer to it too much in this video, but in summary, the final two episodes of the Evangelion TV show go over this concept. There's not just the you that lives in your head, the ego. There is also the you that is created in the mind of anyone who knows you. This can be similar, but never the same as the ego, which is in itself incomplete. Now, I posit an idea. The fear of this fact, the terror of being known, is a horrible thing. This video is going to be very cynical, fair warning. I will now propose three scenarios of how to deal with this problem. First, the obvious idea of suicide. This, in my opinion, is one of the key factors which makes the fear of being known particularly awful. It's one of the very few problems which cannot be solved through death. Even if you die, people will still know you. You can kill your own self, but not the other versions of you. Therefore, suicide is not enough. The only solution is to never have existed. As soon as you were born, at least one person, your mother, knows you. The only way to avoid being known is to never exist. Of course, you can't do this to yourself, so it turns to a matter of empathy converging into antinatalism, the idea that having children is a bad thing. Antinatalism is a topic of its own, which is beyond the scope of this video, so I'll leave it there and encourage you to do your own research into that area. Well, we didn't really achieve anything there, so let's go on to scenario 2, the Buddhist approach. The Buddhist approach is, on the surface, acceptance. It goes like this: I am known. I cannot be unknown, and the disconnect between my desire to be unknown and the reality of being known is causing me suffering. Therefore, I must eschew desire in order to stop suffering. A light version of this would be to say, being known isn't so bad. So, let's talk about desire very briefly. Buddhists did correctly note desire as the root cause of all suffering, because desire is the moment of alienation arising from the tension between the world as it is and the world as it could be. My personal stance is that the world as it could be is as important, if not more important, as the world as it is. I've lost my place. The world as it could be is the spark of all creation. Before you can create something, you must first desire for it to be created. Oh my god, I lost my place again. I'm so stupid. Before you can create something, you must first desire it to exist. Every piece of art ever created was at some point born from the gap of what is and what could be, the gap called desire. Every journey of self-evolution or self-mastery started as the desire to improve oneself. As a person who values these things to the core of my being, the Buddhist approach is not appealing. Another problem with this route is the reality of its journey. The vast majority of Buddhists never reach enlightenment in their lifetime. They never remove desire. Pragmatically, it's not a solution. It's sticking your fingers in your ears and saying la la la, I can't hear you, except the sound is coming from inside your own head, you digging your fingers deep enough to pierce your eardrums, and in the pattern of swirling blood which drips onto the floor, the words you are known form. The final option is born out of pure desperation. You are confronted with the existence of another you, and therefore, out of desperation, you decide the best you can do is to try by whatever means to affect the other you and to make it more accurately reflect your own you so that you might exert some control over it. This is done through communication. all communication, which includes all forms of art, is simply a desperate plea to your other selves, a despairing cry that, like a sculptor, chisels into yourselves and reveals something closer to the truth, with every word spoken, with every chord strummed, and with every brushstroke. It's not a perfect solution, hell, it's barely a solution. But maybe, just maybe, through communication, through art, I might bear another day. Friendship or romance happens when people's conceptions of the other tessellate neatly with the other's perceptions of itself. Through communication, I might turn to a friend and say, hey, just this once, being known isn't so bad if it's being known by you.